Yay! Hello. Hi there. My name is Chris Farrow. Welcome to my YouTube, where today I'll be talking all the world of 90 Day Fiancé, which, I mean, right now it also means like the sharp world, which is love after lockup, and there's some things happening too. So we'll be talking about that. Also, the end of summer. If you're in Los Angeles, you've been getting bit left and right with with mosquitoes, honey. Like you know what it's like to be just a sweet treat because it's it's crazy out there. No, honey, you can't go out there, honey. Not with that sweet blood. Not like me. Hi. Hello, friends. Hi, Flower Lotus. How are you? I can't wait either. Amy. Let me see my sweet Amy. Oh my God, I love that red. Hi, Suman. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so how was your weekend? How was Labor Day weekend for you? We know we're back to school. This is the back to school time, my loves. And so, having said that, wherever you are, as we kind of just get ourselves back into a certain amount of swing of things, a certain amount of like structure, maybe a certain amount of like perhaps a return to ritual and just kind of a grounded place back in the swing of things. You know, I guess for me, I'm going to try and like lean into again just this place of radical acceptance of everything. Mm. Okay, so I live in that Southern California area. Hi, Danielle. And I don't know if you know, but Beyonce like had a birthday and she came to LA and she played a bunch of shows. So if you know anyone in LA, maybe you saw some pictures in some shows, or maybe you know people in other places and people have you've seen them going to that concert. I mean, listen, obviously everyone went to the Taylor Swift concert. It seems like this summer. God bless Taylor Swift. Really, truly. I like know like a couple of her songs and I don't like emotionally connect to her songs, nor do I want to like dance to them, nor do they make me feel like I can literally quote unquote run the world, which is sometimes what Beyonce gives me. And just like this feeling that like I am for some reason an all-encompassing powerful bad bitch that can no one can bring me down. So and here's the thing, like the beauty, I guess, of art is that people connect with certain artists that make them feel a certain way, and that way, usually is positive. I mean, I have a theory that we end up falling in love with people that make us feel a certain way. Like I'm not saying that we selfishly fall in love, but I could make a case for it. But what do you fall in love with other than a feeling you have with someone, the feeling you have within yourself with someone, whether that's peace or home or security or, who knows, like maybe if you're, maybe if you want like only aesthetics, like maybe you feel powerful or sexy with someone that you feel like is powerful or sexy. I'm not quite sure. But having said that, Beyonce is who I connect with in that she makes me feel, like I said, like a boss bitch. Hello, friends. Hi, hi, hi. And because of that, I went to the Beyonce concert and it was great. I mean, like she wanted us all to wear silver and platinum and chrome, and we did. All of us did. We looked like disco balls. And literally for the past, I would say, the reason why I was like mildly late, because I've been trying to upload pictures and videos. You'd be surprised. Why can't I do it? Oh, how? What I really want to do. Yeah, I gotta get. For some reason, I'm having a hard time saving from my messages a video that Monique sent me and just putting it right in here, which is annoying. Oh, Lord. Here's the thing. I feel like I've gotten worse with computers as I've gotten old, which is funny. Like, you think you would get better. I also 100% think I'm gonna get a new computer. Like, I'm on a MacBook Air right now that is from 2011. Isn't that interesting? I've really tried to hold on to her for so long. I got a MacBook Pro a couple years ago, and I should use that one more. It's just that, I just got really into like grabbing her, like I love a MacBook Air. I really do. Like I've never had an iPad, like regular size iPad. Okay, can I just go like, can I just, and then, and can I put this in here? If I do that, does that do anything? Video file. Okay, wait, I'm trying one more thing and then I'll talk. Okay, and obviously the things I was talking about before is that we have to discuss things that are happening there it is. Yes. Okay. Okay, so obviously didn't set up the clip, but that is me, Monique, who you might know, my cousin, our friend Kristen, Nicola, and my friend Morgan Murphy, who is like a comedian, if you like, a kind of like a cool kind of alternative comedian. So Morgan had a friend that had a suite, and we had all gotten like real cheap tickets. And when we say real cheap tickets, I mean the four of us got tickets, and they were $400 each, babes, and they were in the nosebleeds. I mean, back. I mean, LOL that we paid so much money for tickets that were horrible, truly bad. And like a grace of God, like run the world girls, like Beyonce loves us, like we love Beyonce, like I don't know, the God and Morgan and the world and the universe looked down, honey, on her babies, and she just like gave us a suite. I don't know what to tell you, like just it happened where it was like this is what's happening. So we ended up selling our tickets for cheap, well, much cheaper than we bought them, which is fine, made someone's day. And I'm sorry, should we watch it one more time? Look at me living. Monique loves it. Look at her. Monique loves it. Oh, we had so much fun. Okay, so that's that. Let's get into this. God, it's been okay. So this is the drama within the worlds. 90 Day Fiance. Obviously, I don't think obviously. Paul, for some reason, lost track of contact with people like his parents and or Karini, which prompted Karini to put out a post of like, well, it was great. Well, I mean, it was bad and good, I guess. But, sometimes it was good. And, we're going to miss the great father that he was. Like, put out a full RIP Paul post. And that person is alive. Can you believe that? Like, I mean, here's the thing. Of course you can, like, and what's real and what's not. Because this just happened also. Like, I feel like in the past, unfortunately, 3 pop culture adjacent people have tried to have death hoaxes give them a little career boost. And it feels like it was mildly some YouTuber who I do not know, who has issues with abuse with her parents. I don't know who that person is, but do you know who I'm talking about? And then it was sort of like this also a Bachelor contestant that also had some mental health issues and then also might have like killed himself, but then came back and was like, no, just kidding. No, I didn't. And then that just happened again. Where Paul, I mean, it wasn't like killed himself, but like it just made him feel like he was dead, but he's not. That's crazy. So, you guys saying things? Why are you not saying things anymore? Which is making me feel like I hope my internet's out. Can one of you say something? Because I feel like I'm not getting comments. Okay, so the second thing is in the okay, well, in the love after lockup world, which obviously is sharp adjacent, we know that Licitrus Asante, who was is on this current love during lockup season with Lanika. I forgot her name, kind of like that. Okay, thanks, Tiffany. Um, he passed away, my loves. He passed away on Saturday. He was driving a car and it was speeding and he hit a truck that was also had four people in the truck, and the four people in the truck were fine, but he died. So he's on again the current season of Love During Lockup, and when I watched it on Friday, which again he died Saturday, on Friday I like had my cable it, uh recorded it. They definitely like teased the next season of Love After Lockup, and they're a featured couple. So through this tragedy, like obviously some spoilers came about, which is that he had a whole other woman that he's been with, and she currently is pregnant. So this man left, you know, a baby inside a woman. And that baby and that woman are not on the current season of Love After Lockup, which is, I mean, that's like, this is, when this happened with like Tracy, it's just like horrible. Like, I don't know what they're going to, are they going to keep it on? Like, are they going to keep that season? I mean, no, I mean, yes, or, I mean, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I really want them to just take them off now because, I mean, I'm sure it's about this other woman and this baby and all this stuff, right? And at this point, I'm like, I cannot have, I mean, so for this baby cannot be born and be like, well, this was the season that I'm inside my mom. I don't know. Sometimes this thing gets really intense and I just like don't know how to deal with it. Okay. But another thing is that, hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I get everything right. Letitia. Okay, so it's Ranika. Sorry, Ranika. Of course, was like I want to say Lanika, but it's Ranika, and they call her Nika. Is the one that was with Asante, and she has green hair, right? So then Letitia of Letitia and Keith, who has like the boss bitch accounting firm, the one that she like just wanted to like sort of just like bring her like felon boo on board, because he's good at business, I guess, until the lawyer was like, oh, you can't you handle people's money of a fiduciary duty, and then she like didn't realize that that was a thing, which is confusing to me. I'm not quite sure how licenses work, but she also doesn't realize like rent is a thing where she has to pay rent because she doesn't do it. She does not do it. So hasn't been doing it, didn't do it, and got kicked out. So that's like the cast controversies. Now we can talk about what's been happening in the world. What's been happening in the world of 90 Day Fiance, of course, is the three shows that are happening: Toe, Before the 90 Days, and Last Resort. By the way, um, if any of you, my hair looks gross, and I love you so much. If any of you are Pink Shade listeners, which is a podcast, Pink Shade listeners are bunkies, and the Reality Gays have a podcast show, and the Reality Gays fans are called sissies. If any of you are those monkeys or sissies, then you should know that docu-sweeties and we all got drunk and watched episode 3 of Last Resort together while we were in Denver, and then live recorded it. And I have not watched it yet. I'm scared. There's clips, and I mean, it's like a 1 a.m. and I can't even tell if like Christina who edited, like, how can you even pay attention to who's saying what? It's four drunk people talking, but somehow they edited a whole video of it. And supposedly it's ridiculous and funny. Anyway, I I have to watch it. So, anyways, that's also on the agenda if you like the world. So, like the world, that's happening. Obviously, I've been a little MIA on my YouTube channel, and I'm so sorry about that if you're getting back in. But I'm getting back in. It's back to school, and I am diligently committed. And at the same time, you should know that I've been also making just content after content for DocuSweeties. So that's also what's been happening. But yeah, basically the love after lockup world. Letitia has gotten her $15,000 ring, and also like Keith found out and he's mad, and so she has to like find. I don't know. She's like she has to like just pay $5,000 of it. I don't understand. She's like so like, oh, I overspent. Like he wanted 10 and I spent 15, and he's like $15,000 missing, and I'm like, no, really only five. Only five's missing. And then she blames Aunt Marcia, who she's been talking up the whole time, which is like, I don't understand. It's always so funny to me when people forget where someone's loyalty naturally lies. Like, do you find yourself, and this is like whatever, do you find yourself in moments where someone will talk shit? This is like, that's big. Talk shit about someone to you that you want to be like, yeah, of course I'm going to tell them immediately. Who do you think you are? Yeah, I mean, yeah, keep talking, I guess. Where I guess you just have to feign, just like, now here's the thing. In this scenario with Aunt Marcia and, Keith, there's a lot of ways to think what happened. She could have easily called Keith immediately after looking at the ring on Letitia's like very, very thick white nailed, just look at her acrylic is so thick. Manicure, and be like, oh, 15,000 when he said 10, just five extra. And they immediately call Keith and be like, you won't believe what that bitch did. Or she was like, oh, we'll just see if that's okay. And did a little more slyly and was like, hey, Keith, what a beautiful ring. Oh my God, it's so big. It's so gorgeous. I've never seen such a big, gorgeous ring. Everyone's going to be like, how did so expensive looking? And make Keith be like, really? And then Keith find out. Like those are the two ways you did it. She did it. Like whether she came out swinging and was like, can you believe it? Or was like, do you know that this is it? There's a lot on Love After Lockup that become tropes of that almost, and I don't know, it almost definitely feels like Bridezilla. Like I said early on that Letitia felt like she was on a Bridezilla episode where everything was sort of like put on in this I'm fabulous kind of way, but also dated from like 10 years ago. Anyway, I don't know what to tell you about Brittany and Karak. I don't care about them at all. Savannah and Jake is fun, right? I'm like, I said this on the podcast, but like, I want Savannah to come out with a YouTube account, and it's called Savannah's Shakespearean Soliloquies. 3 S's, and we get to see her in garb do like Shakespearean soliloquies and monologues. I didn't want her to do scenes because I want just her. I don't, scenes. I think scenes bring her down. And when she's just free ball and spitting what she thinks or what she wants to do without any concern is when she just shines. I've gone through a whole rainbow of feelings about her, which is that I was scared of her at first because she kind of like reminded me of my deepest, darkest fears of what I am. And then I realized like how you should at some point love your inner child, that I kind of love her. Now, having said that, she's Bananaramas, and she wants us to believe that she's just going to show up to the prison in a white choice of outfit. Now, in this last episode, she gave us 3 choices of outfits. One was a white wedding dress with that kind of like see-through thing, lace thing, that kind of like Beyonce did, like in that one thing, but like that was it. The second outfit was a white jumpsuit with a big white bow here and pearl straps. Now, I loved it. The third option was a white smock I like it's a guest address that she put on. I cannot imagine why it would be in a wedding dress shop. And the spectrum of outfits of how she was like either that or this or that, that's the three we get, blew my mind in like the craziest, waziest ways. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I love you so much. How are you? I'm glad that you guys just like enjoyed living my Beyonce with me. I love you guys. I'm so happy you're here. But yeah, that's my Savannah Jake situation. Jade and Chris, like I can't quite I don't think I can quite stomach these like vapid, insufferable types, Kardashian wannabes. I've gotten to this place where, you know, I don't hate the Kardashians. I mean, I've never hated the Kardashians. I have like nothing to hate for them. They're people and they walk this world. I just long for, and I'll be honest, maybe that's happening. I sort of long for the next wave of an influence that's generational to lean towards like a certain amount of refinement or sophistication or elegance. You know, like I, you know, and having said that, I'm not like I don't care about like if the Kardashians want to make money and they did and they turned one thing into another, like I get it. They're not doing anything other people aren't doing. Mm, I guess it's just this kind of need to replicate a nasally voice with sort of overdone plastic surgery and the filters and the sort of just pouty duck lip look of just everything is just like needing to radiate, you know, this one sexual look all the time. It's just, I don't know. It's so funny. And then also, yeah, because it's like if I was to talk about, okay, so Jade and Chris and Jade's sister, they've all called themselves like, they all love the fact that they're Kardashian wannabes. They're like, we call ourselves like the whatever sisters. But if we're going to jump to before the 90 days, like someone like Shekinah, who we keep seeing pictures of Shekinah and um, Sarper. We keep seeing pictures of this person, and she is, you know, like, like a white woman, and she looks like a Persian woman now. Like, and it's so much work, and it's just, yeah, I think that we all know what I'm talking about. It's a lot with everything. What do you think it would take for the Kardashians to go out of style? I think that there is already a cultural shift. Like, can I be honest? If we're even going to talk about a phrase called quiet luxury to me is a complete pendulum shift of someone like the Kardashians. Same thing as old money. Those to me are anti Kardashians. Old money is not, you guys join this Louis Vuitton uh, giveaway where if you tag, my dumb brother in the comments, you can win all the Louis Vuitton bags. Like, remember when they used to do that kind of stuff? Like, I think when we talk about the aesthetics of old money and or quiet luxury, I think that there is that kind of pendulum shift of just like the really loud, like long nail picture against a Bugatti, like wheel with the love Cartier bracelet stack, like that kind of Instagram thing, like to me that's on its way out. Like that to me is dated. That to me is like it's been done. Like you now see girls sure doing that. It's because they are wanting to be something that's already been. And like it might work because I think that there, obviously are lots of takes all types to make a world and people for some reason gravitate towards maybe an aspirational look or whatever. It's funny, but at the same time, they want to bring those people down too, right? Like anytime you show off in such a way, there's going to be like a natural kind of like blowback. And I think that one thing that the Kardashians did is know that that's going to happen, and therefore they embrace bad press and good press. In fact, they generate both of it for themselves because they don't care about the way that they care about making money and being relevant. And so if they had to give up certain amounts of like what not to get there, they will. You know, there's a way that they do things, which is fine if you can kind of hyper analyze the way that Beyonce does something or the way Taylor Swift does something. And the PR campaigns, which there's obviously all of it for everyone happening at all times, you know. So it's just interesting. But so yeah, yeah. I have nothing to say again. So we are moving on to 90 before the 90 day. Amanda Razvan. I really enjoyed. What do you think? I want to see what you're saying. I hope it's on its way out. Flash and glamour, overrated, especially when it's fake. Yeah. And then they said, plus, if you don't post all your goods online, people won't want to rob you, Kim Kayla, in the scary way. Yeah, you know, I will say this. The last thing is there is no way to be classy in this world or elegant. Maybe I shouldn't. Classy sounds like a weird old timey word now, but I don't think there's a true way to have to maintain dignity and elegance in this world and share every facet of your life. I think that you have to, you know, you listen, everyone's going to curate their content, obviously. And I think that, you know, I think that for me, if you're not even talking about social media, I think I've also realized that oversharing never helps you in any way. A From one aspect, you know, Instagramism is oversharing as a trauma response, you know, and I think that I've been someone who overshares a lot. I have a full YouTube channel where I'll just talk about whatever, sure. And I don't know the balance because then you get sort of trapped to things you said, you know, but at the same time, people connect to you because you're authentically talking or authentically sharing something. But at the same time, you know, like it's a dual sword. And so I get it. I don't know and I'm not obviously famous, but you know, for people that are famous, it's hard. Like, I don't, you know, Gwyneth Paltrow has to run a whole ass company and she has to have a Instagram persona. And, you know, it's just interesting how people you in the media, you know, like work around stuff and what people think of them. Anyway, so having said that, Amanda and Razvan wants to be that TikTok star, you know, like I like Razvan because can I be honest, like how much he just seems like he loves Amanda for the most superficial reasons possible, which is that he thinks that she's pretty. And the truth of the matter is, their personalities are so not alike. He has no desire to help father her kids or raise her kids. She cares not to charm his parents or his friends. You know, like she complains about everything. It's crazy that he at all would like feel any sort of like sadness about her wanting to break things off. But thusly, she tried, he gave her shit about it, and then she jumped back into this relationship as if she didn't try and blow it up. And now it just feels crazy. Like she expects us to not remember what just happened. I like Amanda in the same way that I like Savannah and it's come around. I do think that Amanda is insufferable, but I think she teaches a lesson to certain people that I enjoy watching, which is that the way that she looks, which is incredibly ingenue and waif-like and sort of demure and sort of like sweet, is not the way she is at all. I love that. I love it. There's definitely a lot to learn from their marketing skills, so oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, the media theory about them is very interesting. I wish I could, I think that I've gotten to the age in my life where now I wish I could go back to college and, for 4 years, I just wanna go back to a university and take every course that I wish I did. Anyway, but yeah. Um, I'm glad I'm not famous. I'd be oversharing and ruining my oh, yeah, I mean, Jesus. Well, yeah, I know, I can't really be famous, come on. Razvan is a great guy, but for someone in Amanda's situation, I think she got lucky because he wasn't trying to take advantage of her, and a lot of people often do. I mean, we never know what someone's life would be like if they weren't on camera. We have to remember that Razvan wants to be famous, and he got the break of his life being on this show. Hi. Yeah. So it's so interesting. Um, let's see. I can't talk about Gino and Jasmine were not. I know I can't talk about Gino and Jasmine. Like I didn't like their fight. I feel like it's fake. Like I. It's a lot of abuse back and forth, and like it's not. It's yeah. It's not. It's just. It's and these. They need to have more people involved. Like you literally just cannot just keep having some weird Dane where we see one scene of him early on, never see him again, and then just keep having his name thrown back at us. If you aren't going to give us like Dane and Gino together, then do like then don't fuck around with us. Is how I would say that. Riley and Violet, I love Violet. I hate Riley. They were. I mean, I don't have to tell you about that. Well, Tyree, well, he's. I think he's no longer with us, right? I mean, he's alive, God bless, but I don't think he's going to be on any more of these episodes. Um, Misha, Nicola. Um, yeah, the way that he rubbed that mud on her, and the way that he thought that he was going to be loving and sensual with her, which to him just meant that he was going to touch her. Like it's so funny because I think that in his mind, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to touch Misha. I have to touch her legs to put the mud on. Well, this will be, this will be showing her the affection I will give." And then, of course, he puts the mud on, just like, thanks, just like it really goes to show, I think, an interesting perception change. Like he really thinks, and probably in his mind, yeah, he's like, "I'm touching her. I'm putting it on for her." And she's like, "No, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. You have to slowly caress me like you're doing Swedish massage." I wonder, yeah, like, how would you have done it? Like, would you have been like, "Ah, thanks, babe. Wait, you know what? Let me put it on you," and then try and just be like glazing him kind of like a cake so that he would get the idea to be somewhat gentle. I mean, it's so funny. It's like I am around young children enough, and with young children and little boys, you often tell them like, be gentle, like, and there is this thing of maybe not knowing how you move and how to be touched and what touch feels like. I think that I'll be honest, I think that in the subtlety of my romantic touch, I wish I would lean more towards vixen and less nurturing mom like. I think I can tend to be a little mom like because I have big hands, and that annoys me. And I feel like it comes off a little matronly. And I wish I could have more of a sexual touch that was less giving, less caring, but feminine still. Like, okay, how does Amanda touch Razvan? I feel like she touches him like, like barely a little bit and kind of sometimes misses him. And then he has to want for more. And she'd be like, I'll try again. But like, she can, she's like, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so having said that, I'm moving on. Christian and Cleo. Boy, is this also taken a ride because When he, as the night, bought her the second gift and was like, said the love word, like the L word, I hadn't followed the trajectory in the story where I felt their connection had hit. So, um, yeah, I do love the fact that that he's been called out on this like maybe need to flirt in social situations with only females and or that he might be a little bit of a drunk. And the fact that he has to now make the connection that his desire to be the life of the party just means that he loves to go to bars, get drunk so he can talk to people because he feels comfortable more comfortable being social like with a little drinks in him is like you know at odds with what Cleo is saying. I don't know. Okay, so David and Sheila. It's been really hi, Sin. Hi. It's been really great to see Sheila and again, just like have a moment of escape and luxury and joy. I just like can't believe like something I can't believe that some things are real and some things are fake. Like it's crazy that David and Sheila exist and then Gino and Jasmine exist. And like Sheila's mom died and Gino and Jasmine's kids we never get to even see. You know, like we it's crazy that Jasmine's going to have a conversation with Gino about how she wants to be the most important person in his life above his family and we're never going to even be like Gino for some reason can't even be like but you have kids so I'm not asking right now to be the more like he could but he won't he can't even I mean listen he can barely say anything back to her you know except for the trash line which I was happy about um okay Statler and Dempsey. You know it's funny because of course, Statler does feel like she's rushing it. But to Statler's benefit, she keeps saying, which is LOL the trope that lesbians do move fast. They do move in together fast, which, you know, might be true. You know, like I have never been in a lesbian relationship, but from my experience of seeing loved ones, you know, everyone is on a spectrum of sexuality. And so, you know, would I say this the majority of my gay friends, would I say that more of my gay male friends might be open to really casual sex? Yes. And more of my gay female friends like to be in committed relationships that start really early on when they find someone they like and they're dating them. Yes. A lot of gay males that I know are in committed relationships. But I don't think I do know I do know a lot of gay females in my life that, like, the minute that they like someone, like, it's, you know, like a race till that happens, and here's the thing, I got that. Yeah, it's what Statler says, and you know, I understand this. To me, it's also you just have to understand, like, a boundary. If you like someone and they like you, it becomes confusing if they don't want to spend time with you. If you feel like they don't put any effort to connect with you at all. There is just a balance of between that and well, we have to move in together and like let's stop dating everyone. So, but I think that yeah, I think that probably for Statler, used to that in a community, and so she keeps saying it, and it does sound crazy to us, like, and I also feel like, which the true answer is she has to listen to the person that she wants to be in a relationship with, which of course is Dempsey. And what Dempsey is saying is Dempsey needs time. And also, you are the one asking Dempsey to just come up in her grill, be in her home immediately. So, having said that, I wanted to give her a little grace. So, okay. Brandon and Mary. This is Brandon and Mary last conversation. Honey Brandon was like, "Hey, remember that time I had a job and lived in America and so I could like send you money? Guess what? I'm here now. I don't know if you noticed. I'm here now. And guess what? I'm not doing working. And neither are you. Guess what all I do is not look at women, just look at you all day long. Ever since I've been in the Philippines, all I do is stare at you. And I'm not getting paid to do so. So come next month, like we be needing some money." And for some reason, Mary hasn't ever thought about that. And Mary, the only thing that, like, yeah, Brandon's like, okay, so far I've met the following people. You, those three pudding, salad, and jam or whatever. And I'm like thinking about how we can get some money, and it feels like I can't ask Puddin, but should I ask Lolo, like the guy that I did a mild amount of work for? And Mary's like, ah! Screams, just loses her goddamn mind. He has to talk her off that ledge. She's like, we get, I don't know, ask Lolo. So I'm like, why? I That's my old cry for whatever, but still, I'm like, what was Mary thinking she was gonna do? Did she just think she thinks that, yeah, she thinks that Brandon just has money. It's a 20-year-old like dude that like was living in a van, just like comes bearing like thousands. Like, I'm does he does she think that he's into crypto? Honey, is he selling NFTs? Does he have, I mean, Wall like lost her mind 2 weeks ago when she had a live and he had a live and she watched it. He said that what he did for a living was social media influencer. And she's like, "What now? Maybe, but like you weren't doing it back then anyway." So Holly and Wayne, oh my God, money, 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 honey. I love it. Yeah, Wayne who was in crypto, has to now a conversation with Holly how he has no money, and Holly was like, "I grew up poor. I told myself I would never do it again." But I want to be like, okay, but does that mean in America that you weren't poor? And if you weren't poor in America, how? And if it's like you were making money as esthetician, is it that you were like, okay, Wayne, I'll give up all of this if you promise me I won't be poor? And he was like, yes. And then that's what happened, which I also kind of love. Okay, Anita. Will this live be saved anywhere? I want to finish watching, but I have to get back to work. Fake. Yes, honey. Yeah, it'll live on my YouTube channel. I mean, unless I say something ridiculous, then I have to cancel it. I don't know. Hi, Renee. You never saw the grandparents thank him for the house either. No, 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 no. What we definitely saw was the grandparents be like, "Don't touch our Mary, our Virgin Mary, our asthma Virgin Mary." Honey, she keeps just having panic attacks. Oh, Mary's gonna give me a panic attack. I can't. Every time you ever like have to have any sort of like real conversation or get her to like do anything, she just like can't breathe. How convenient. But yeah, I wonder if Holly's gonna stay with Wayne. Also, on Pink Shade, they fully said that all of Holly's hair, not all, but like a lot of it is extensions. Which, if you look at it, a lot of it looks like extensions. Which, like the rattiest extensions. Uh, I thank God there's no more Kenny and Armando, and if there is, there's no. I can't talk about that person. TJ and Brittany are obviously the most important people to talk about on 90 Day before. The problem is Brandon sent thousands of Mary thinking he's made of money. Yeah. Did you see Mary's new sexy dance? Shay knows that I'm like obsessed with the fact that she's obsessed with her like TikTok dances. I mean, listen, if she has to make money, that's a good way of doing it. She can do one with Razvan. She'll do lives or she'll do that dance and Razvan will do whatever. And then, like hopefully they make money just like sending roses back to each other. Yeah, Mary's like, Brandon doesn't know about anything. We have to poop in a river. He has thousands of dollars. Oh. I do feel bad for Brandon. I do. I do. Okay, so yeah, TJ and Brittany. Can you believe this TJ and Brittany though? Is this not the best? Is this not the best thing you've ever seen? There's nothing better. I don't think will there be anything better. I cannot imagine they're gonna make it to the wedding. I just I could not comfortably live in a country, much less be on top of a I couldn't live in a country, I couldn't live in the apartment above, I couldn't live in the apartment with, I couldn't get married to a man whose I knew whole family hated me. But I think one difference between me and Brittany is that I think that she does not care what other people think of her because I truly think that she only cares about what she thinks of her. She's a narcissist. And I allegedly, okay, I'm no doctor, but like I couldn't. Like the minute that I was like, oh my god, the whole family hates me. I gotta go. I can't live. The energy of it, I couldn't even deal with it. Like I would not have ever been able to come down in front of this culturally traditional family like in like ripped jeans like that. Like she I her uh irreverence is astounding to me and very cringy. She does not give a fuck. But also, Kimberly, am I saying what did I say? Brittany? Thank you. Thank you, Chantal. Um I've been saying Brittany and I meant Kimberly the entire time. There's two Britneys on the Victor lockup. God bless. Kim is taunting the family. Hi, REI. I love you guys so much. Do we believe that Mary is a virgin? It's great. It's great. No. Not like I believe that Nicola is. Okay, so no, I don't. So yeah, I don't know how that I don't know how TJ and Kim can possibly make it to the aisle. Like because even if she could, I don't think that I don't understand how he can. Like I don't understand what he gets from her. Like only because it can't like they're not going to loot. She's not special. She's not special and I feel like if he didn't know that, he's had to have had some of his eyes open now. Like if he was so charmed by her clairvoyance and her fine face, like at some point would he have his eyes open to how she's treated him and how mean she is? Because he's already said like how can you be a clairvoyant and not see these like he has said those things out loud. But for some reason it's like he's forgotten how horrible she is in this moment with his family where it's like I want him to see her monstrosity through at least his mother's eyes. Because you can tell me that maybe his brother is jealous or maybe he doesn't like the brother either and you know whatnot. But God, it's just what this is the couple. I love it. I love it. He gets free tarot readings. Yeah, I mean, is that it? Oh, I love it. Oh. What makes me understand Kimberly is she lived in India for a year. She knows the culture. Yeah, it it was really validating to hear the mom speak this last episode. I'm sure she's been swallowing a lot of the things she's felt. Yeah, the disrespect. She it's palpable and she knows it. And yeah, I'm so happy that I'm also very happy that Kimberly knows that they hate her. Makes me really happy. TJ can't be like, ah, no, they were talking about someone else. Like she knows they hate her. She should know because her choice is probably going to, her choice was to be like, they're rude, calling them rude. They're planning her whole fucking wedding. I hate her so much, right? I hate her so much. I don't hate her. I think that she is an asshole. Yeah, that's what I would say. I'll take it back. I don't hate her, but I do think she's an asshole. And she doesn't understand that she's an asshole. And on top of not understanding that she's an asshole, she thinks that she is gifted amongst others for being intuitive in this world. She has the audacity to walk on God's green earth and think that she's been given a divine gift to see or be more intuitive than other people. And she is in this person's home acting the way that she's acting. It's like the chef's kiss, it's like where yeah, where the audacity makes me like have a palpable like comment where I want to like tear her down to be like, you can't, you are not it. Like this is not like, this is not it. You're laughable. It's a laughable thing. You're a clown. But is it my place to tell her that? No. And is she gonna, am I, you know, perfect all the time? No. But isn't it hard? I remember when I first saw them, I thought they could do no wrong. Ha ha ha. You were like, oh, look at this new fun couple. Aw, thank you so much for this, babe. I don't feel that way, but I did put a bunch of like vitamin C serum on me. Um, yeah, I mostly just feel bad for the mom. I really want a support group. Can you imagine this mom, Rishi's mom, and Sumit's mom? Please. It's not fair that they won't give it to us. Like to me, why not give us that? That makes logical sense. Give us that. Give us a one-off spinoff. Last resort. Indian moms. And they all just get to complain about them. And then we just show clips. Maybe you even have the woman come. Maybe you have then Jenny, and Kimberly together. Oh God, can you imagine that? Like that is it. Oh, I hate Julio and Kirsten, right? What a boring couple. Can you believe it? Like, like he literally did he just want to be famous? Yeah, didn't he start this? I'm pretty sure he started this whole season being like, I'm a DJ. Remember that? Like he was the one that had like the opening shot, like where you thought it was Vegas. Could you imagine seeing him or like thinking that this person like could you imagine going anywhere or paying any money to like be around Julio/Julio? Now you can tell me that you've been following his Instagram and he's been really releasing some great mixes and DJ sets. And then I would have to tell you that I haven't been checking. And thank you for doing your due diligence. But didn't he just come off as like a wishy-washy asshole that lived rent free with some nice blonde lady and tricked her into coming to America and then put her in awkward situations where people like made her feel bad when it was the things that they had decided that was their future together, and then he just backpedaled on all of it until she had a horrible time, then sent her on a plane and then still wouldn't tell her the truth. I don't know. As an American woman, she's talking about Kimberly Renee it's asking a lot to live with your in-laws. You should have thought twice. If I'm caring for anyone's mom, it's going to be mine, not someone else's. It's just any of the, with Jen or Kimberly, all these women, Jenny, Kimberly, had all lived in India before. So if they had come on and been like, I fell in love with Indian culture and I don't want to live in America anymore. And Indian is well with me. And I'm going to tell you, there are some hard things. Yes, I have to change this, compromise with this because I was raised by this, but I want to. This is a life I've chosen. I understand. I radically accept that this is where I want to live. This is who I want to be with. And who I want to be with has, obligations to our family because we live in India. So I'm going to do what I got to do. That's just never going to happen, I guess, right? We always have these like bull in a china shop people or bull in an Indian shop where they just come in and like, I'm going to make things work for me because I decide that I'm going to live here and get what I want, but don't think that anyone else has anything to do with it. I don't know. It is hard. Um, do. Oh yeah, Danielle and Johan. Wow. So yeah, it just felt like the first part of the season, they were like, okay, we're gonna get the fans back because after last season, they all hated Daniela. They just feel like she's dumb and really, really manipulative, and everyone loves Johan. So now, and they're all gonna break up. Now we're gonna have a whole season where we get us back, where we have two lovable new characters, which are Daniela's friends, to come. And then once they leave, we're gonna jump right back to the same old BS of will they or won't they kid and how they're going to do the kid. Is it going to be like, boy does she is she getting older, and boy is he real Catholic and Christian where he doesn't believe in certain kinds of things, and she in natural. It's just like, oh my god, like we cannot we have to move past some things. Like, I want the producers to really understand, like, they've got to sit down and plan seasons. Like, you need more money. Like, I don't have to tell you, like, how Succession has like a whole trajectory and they plant seeds? Like, you have to have more things happening. Like, why won't you allow us one scene where Johan gets to flirt with a young, cute girl? And Daniela gets to watch it, witch it. I said witch it. It's Freudian slip. But like, the whole last season was how jealous he is of her and her big dicked friend and all big footed friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you just like, I want the producers to think of some new fun drama scenes that we haven't seen that involve natural human instincts where you aren't just talking and fighting, but we get to see things happen. Anyway, yeah. So instead, we get her just being a nightmare and being like, and in by the way, when we raise kids, we can't do it the way that you do it here in this horrible country that I decided to live in, and the way that your family does it, your stupid family, which treat me like a queen and I love being around, which is that kids just do whatever they want. We got to helicopter our parents, or our kids. It's also so interesting too because it's like you have your own place. You're not going to be cohabitating. So yeah, your kids are going to go to bed when you want them to go to bed. I this is also a delicate balance, which I discuss a little bit on Docu Sweeties, but the method of parenting styles and how hard and strict some of these like helicopter-esque American parents can be. And I get it, wanting to have a schedule so that we have like sleep hygiene and we don't have you know meltdowns and kids have structure. I think that that is important. I think personally that kids strive in a structured environment that allows grace, compassion, and flexibility. With some elements of because at the same time you have to teach both. You have to, with everything, it's like 80-20. Like I think when I think about 80-20, it's like, oh, maybe like that's like a diet thing. Like 80% of the time you eat healthy and 20% of the time you live, you eat whatever you want. But isn't that kind of everything? Like you can't work out every day. But if 80% of the time you try and work out and 20% of the time you don't, isn't that like 5 days a week and 7 days? I don't know. Isn't that like something like that? Like that'd be a good workout schedule. And 80% of the time, shouldn't you try and maintain, all your appointments and commitments? But if 20% of the time things happen or you have to change things, you allow yourself the grace. I think that overall, it's a nice balance of what you strive for and you also allow for, and I think that with kids, you strive for this their comfort, knowing that certain things are going to happen and they don't have to like kind of subtly worry. They have a comfort and the security that they're safe. They'll go to bed, they'll wake up, they have this. At the same time, sometimes it's like we're going to Disneyland, and they're not going to be in bed by 8, because we're still getting that's 8 o'clock is when the fireworks happen. So now you're with your cousins, you know, one of them is asleep on the dad's arm and one of them is awake. It's just, you can't just suddenly start yelling and be like, get us out of here. We got to get back to the car. You won't be back to your car for an hour. If you are so adamant about that, you're going to lose your goddamn mind. You're going to not, you, everything will be very stressful for you. And yes, to me, I don't know. I think that these conversations need to happen, but I also don't feel like I don't understand again for someone like her. And again, same. I don't hate her as much as I don't think she's as much of an asshole as Kimberly. But Daniela also bills herself on Instagram and such as being a spiritual healer, guider, counselor, yogi, someone who's really aligned with certain things and can offer coaching for certain things like life coaching. And when you kind of do that stuff, you it sort of says that you find your method and your way and your communication style to be superior. And so to have her so pointedly be like the way that your family parents is wrong is so well, it's emotionally immature and it's not a conducive or effective communication style. Now, I'm just saying. I don't know if any of you ones, I don't know if any of you guys almost in this room are paying her for the guide, but I don't know. I love you guys. I'm so happy you're here. I don't know if people can tip anymore. Did I not enable it? I have no idea. I haven't even like monetized my last video. I forgot how YouTube worked. Honey, she just like sometimes I think that the amount of knowledge I have is just like a cup, and then I've already gotten to here, and so I just keep pouring more in, and then some spills out. So like, forgot how you have to relearn how do you do YouTube. I love you, Lisa. Thank you. Natatat. Yes. I love you, my Natatat. Okay, so yeah, but basically, we don't, I mean, I will say this though. I want them to have a baby because it seems like they want it. And I think it's gonna be a baby, an adorable baby. I want to see the baby. I want to see that baby, is what I'm saying. I've already talked about a little bit like, I don't know what to tell you about, Sanika, Shekinah and Sarper. I can't. It's been a whole last hour. I'll tell you what I kind of want to do. I kind of want to bake. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna work out, and then I kind of want to like cook. I kind of want to make either English muffins or mini pita breads, or I want to make Muhammada, which is like a Syrian walnut roasted red pepper breadcrumb pomegranate molasses dish. It's gross that I did that, but that's what I think about. Open Bob, who are you talking about currently, baby boo? In the last hour, I am not joking. I already had gone through it. I've gone through everyone. I went through everyone. I can't do Last Resort because the truth of the matter is I haven't watched 3 or 4 yet. I don't think 4 has come out. I don't think, but and I don't remember 3. And that's why I started talking about what I started talking about in the beginning, which is if you've seen this pink shade reality gaze watch we did in Denver, it's episode 3 of Last Resort, and I have to rewatch it because I don't remember what happened at all. At all. Not one bit. So, you think you'll see spinoff of David and Sheila? I do think so too. Honey, Shay looked at that focaccia. I know. I want to see you have a baby, Chris. We'll see. We'll see. I think that you aren't alone. I'm very much open to it. I just, for me, if I felt like if I had a baby right now, it would be for selfish reasons because I don't feel like I have all the structure in place for me to have a child that is not, I'm still, yeah, I guess I just feel like I want to kind of get a little more of my own queendom in place so that I can make sure that I have the capacity to really give a child a great life, And I'll be honest, I'm afraid, and I know that if I had a child soon, I would have to ask for help from my dad. And I don't want to do that. I really want to make sure that I can provide for my child in a way. And I think that if I can just kind of get a couple more things in my queendom aligned, that is a very real possibility. But I just need a little more time. We all want to see Chris have a baby and a husband. What are you, my aunts? I'm just kidding. I love you. Sometimes I wish I ate mine when they were young. Wow, Mickey, just coming in hot. Well, what a great. Should I end on that comment? I do. I know yours coming in, but I have to go. It's been an hour, and I have to go cook. Okay. I love you guys so much. So, I'm back. As you know, I really like these daytime lives during the weekdays. They work for me. I hope they work for you. Please tell me in the comments after this video goes up, like what you think, if this time is right. I'm also realizing how to structure this, which is obviously I talk with you guys, but we have a lot of the 90-day stuff because there are the 3 shows and Love After Lockup. So I don't know exactly how to structure these chats other than calling them these 90 Days Universe chats. So I really need your help in this. So just kind of tell me what you're thinking and how I should move forward in the relaunch of my YouTube. Not relaunch, but you know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, I love you guys very much. We're going to do our breath. You know how it is. Okay. 2 breaths, 1 in. And out. Big breath in. And 1 out. Yes. All right, my loves. That felt good. I'm going to hear you guys reality chat with Chris. 9-day heyday. Everyone's happy. This is really exciting. Time is great. I love you very much. All right, we're going to take care of ourselves and one another. We're going to stand up for what we believe. We're going to make art. We're going to embrace the changing seasons and radically accept what's happening for us. We're going to 80-20 our lives. We try and do the best we can. We allow ourselves the grace and compassion and flexibility for the unexpected because sometimes that's where the gifts are. We have to keep up on our toes. That's what makes us young, keeps us young. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.